Hello, this is Mitchell Davenport. I am a licensed clinical professional counselor, and I'm also the director of the Institute for Conscious Living. And I'd like to take just a few minutes today to talk to you about mindfulness. Now, as I've thought about mindfulness and as I practice mindfulness in my own life, it dawns on me that there's kind of what do I want to say? There's kind of a fad right now, and that fad is mindfulness, 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 mindfulness. We hear about it everywhere we go, at least in mental health counseling and therapy services. Let me tell you what mindfulness is. Mindfulness is simply being in the present moment without judgment and accepting it as it is. And maybe I should say enjoying it as it is. Let me give you a few examples. I read some time back about a research study that was done on a number of American adults. And the conclusion of the study, I'll skip the details, but the conclusion of the study was that the average American spends 81% of their time either worried about the past or dwelling on the past or worrying on the future. And only 19% of their time in the present moment. Now think about this for a second. For every 100 minutes you're awake, if you're an average American adult, for every 100 minutes that you're awake, you are only fully present in the moment that you're experiencing for 19 of those 100 minutes. The rest of that time, you're either dwelling and rehashing things from the past, which are often negative things, or you're worrying about things in the future. Now, I don't mean to imply that we should never think about the past. We should. We should learn from our mistakes, and we should be grateful for the blessings that we've had throughout our lives. Nor am I suggesting that we should never look at the present. I mean, obviously, some things take planning. And sometimes we have goals or dreams about the future, and we may spend some time thinking about those things. But all in all, most of our time, if we're going to be happy, satisfied adults, needs to be spent in the present moment without judgment, accepting it just as it is. An example of that, well, actually, I think I'll give you two examples of that. Sometime back, I was walking from my place of employment to a gas station, and it's about a little over a block, or actually it's a large block. And I walked down there and I got a can of pop, and I was halfway back to my place of employment when all of a sudden, it was weird. I mean, all of a sudden I realized it's a beautiful day. There were few clouds in the sky. Otherwise, it was bright blue. The grass was green. It was dry. And I saw two squirrels playing in a tree not too far away. And it dawned on me that I had walked all the way to the gas station and halfway back to my place of employment without living in the present moment during that time, because I was too busy thinking. By the way, don't believe everything you think, but that's another video. So the second example I have of mindfulness is a poster, in the VA clinic in the town in which I live. And in this poster, in the background are mountains, trees, and a lake. And in the foreground, there is a park bench. And sitting on that park bench are a dog and a man. Now, in the call outs, you know, those little kind of bubble shaped things where in cartoons and stuff you put people's thoughts or animals' thoughts. Well, in the call out for the man, he was thinking about bills that needed to be paid, a meeting that he had to get to before too long, and just all kinds of busy things that were occupying his mind. While in the call out for the dog, as all you saw in the call out was an exact duplicate of the background they were looking at, of the mountains, the lake, and the trees. Now let me ask you this, which one was being mindful, the dog or the man? The man was missing out on the beautiful scenery and on the healing power of nature because he was so busy in his thoughts. And sometimes we get so busy in our thoughts that we miss our life if we're not careful. So with that in mind, I would invite you to examine isn't exactly the right word, but I would invite you to check out my Facebook page, Institute for Conscious Living. Also have a website, as actually you're probably watching this video on the website, though I do have it in some other places. But the website is excuse me just a second. Sorry about that. Got something in my throat. Anyway, the website is instituteforconsciousliving.com. All together, not separate words, instituteforconsciousliving.com. So I hope you'll check us out. If you haven't already liked our Facebook page, please do so. And if you would like to be added to our mailing list, there's a place you can do that on the website. And until we meet again, namaste. Thank you for listening.